Hello y'all, this is Trina. I am getting started on my new phone case. As you can see, my old one is pretty gnarly looking. There's little jewels on there and I just like to pick them off. Nervous habit, I'm assuming. So I think it's time. So I got me one that had a clear back so I could, create my own because I don't have anything else to do. So I just wanted to show you real quick how I kind of set it up on my Cameo silhouette and the other way around, silhouette Cameo. Anyways, so um, I was originally going to do this real time, and then it got to be an hour long, and I was like, I can't do an hour long. So then I just decided to cut a couple things out, and by way of natural selection, it just happened the way it happened. Anyway, so it's going really fast, so let's try see if I can keep up. So I have two pieces here. I've decided I want to add some butterflies for this one, and this is the new, I think it's, I don't even know if I have it out here anymore. They want to say Butterfly Friendship, but I'm not sure. Let me give this a look-see. In the new catalog, that's a Close to My Heart stamp set, and it is one of my favorites, and I will be using it more often. It is Butterfly Friendship. Look at that. Anyways, so I decided that I wanted to add this sapphire ink, but I didn't want it to be too dark, and I would have to say when I add this, I am seriously wanting to make a card or layout or something with the ombre sapphire. It's so pretty. I love it. So when I cut out my pieces for the insert, I kind of measured up to where, I used the back of the phone case to see kind of what I wanted as the back of my phone case, and so I was able to kind of adjust where I wanted my pieces cut and just cut them out that way. It didn't get exact, obviously, but it could if I wanted to take a picture of it and all that stuff, but I didn't even want to go there. So I am going to go ahead and use the colors for the new, let me see if I can remember the name of the collection, the Feels Like Home collection. And this is one of the papers from it, and I'm going to go ahead and watercolor with my ink pads. So I pulled out the paper pack to get an idea of the colors that coordinate. Across the top they show the coordinating colors, and so I went ahead and brought out some coordinating colors. So right now I just add a little bit of water to my my well. I squished my ink pad, and it puts ink on the inside of my lid, and that's my watercolor well. So right now I'm just adding kind of my first layer. Maybe this is my second layer. I can't remember. Like I said, it took me about an hour to do this, so I'm just adding things in here and kind of trying to do just enough coverage so that it has a nice base color. And I believe this is the sugar plum color. And the color adjustment on my camera, hopefully I fixed it, hopefully it's not worse, but it really doesn't look as light and, I want to say mauve-y color that in the video as it actually is. But it's really pretty in real life. So I'm just kind of going through and adding a little bit more after I dried it, And I'm kind of trying to just, I mean, all of the shading is really kind of mapped out for you with the little lines that they've put on these particular flowers, which makes shading extremely easy. But yeah, I'm trying to do flicking motions so that I can get, you know, kind of like the veining that you would naturally see in a flower. So, and shading. So that's what I'm working on here. And I think in this, with this particular brush, I think I just needed a smaller brush. I do another one of these with a stamp set, and so now I have a couple of options, and I'm actually, a couple more ideas are sneaking up on me, so I might just have a couple more of these throughout the next couple months, but I don't know. I kind of want to, you know, focus on other things as well, so we'll see how that goes. I really would like to get back into scrapbooking, so for right now, I am just going to go ahead and put these, or get these colored. And I do a couple of different layers on this one. Now, one thing to note about the inks from Close to My Heart is if you just use like your re-inker, you need to add water to it. Otherwise, it stays kind of, see the word, a couple of words you could describe it: thick, syrupy. It doesn't really soak in to the paper, but like when you put it on the ink pad and you stamp with it, it works perfectly. Like it gives the paper just the right amount to where it soaks in perfectly. So, but if you just do the re-inker like in watercolor, you definitely need to add a little bit of water for it to thin out so that it can soak down into the paper. I noticed that on my, not this one, but my second attempt at a phone case design. So now I'm going in with the green, and the coordinating greens in the Feels Like Home paper pack is Fern and New England Ivy. So I'm just going to very quickly color in all of the Fern color, and then I'll go back over it with New England Ivy. And when I say quickly, I mean quickly. You're going to see a lot of places where, like that right there, where I went over the line, and honestly, I'm not too worried about it. I think it all had to do with my brush being too big, but I learned my lesson for my second one, so I'm going to go ahead and work on, I work with a smaller brush on the next go round. But like I said, this is like, even the leaves are already shaded in their desired places, so it makes the, you know, shading, yep, those were my mess ups, which I'm okay with. So I'm just going in and adding just a little bit, you know, in the different places, just trying to make sure I have color everywhere that needs color. I'm always amazed when people are watercoloring and just to watch it come together in the end. It's so, I don't know, I like to just sit there and watch it. It's kind of calming actually for me just to see things, you know, inspiration creating something. So this, I'm exercising my flicking again, but yeah, it's only going to go so far. So, of course, I still have a larger brush, so I'm definitely coloring in the shaded areas with the New England Ivy, and then I was very quickly explaining with my hands how the best way to do the flicking motions is in the, like, the same direction as your lines are going. So if you do it across from your lines, it's not going to show up like you hope it will. It does not look quite right. So you want to try to, when you flick, you want to try to keep your flicking at the, you know, desired angle, the same as your like shading lines. So And that'll definitely help it turn out a lot more like you're hoping it will. I'm just going to go through here and kind of practice my flicking. Oh, I had all kinds of puns going on. I was like, flick it like you mean it, and all kinds of stuff on my real-time video, and oh my goodness. Now I'm kind of glad I actually, skipped out on that, but it was fun while it lasted. That's one of the things with, like, doing real-time videos. I get a lot, my little, I want to say tood, but it's not really tood because it's cheerful tood. It's just character comes out. I can't help it. It's just me. So usually I start out my videos a little on the stiff side, and then by the end I'm just like, be me, just be me. I don't know why I can't start that way, but hey, at least I get there. Again, same old thing. This is kind of why I, shortened the video, because it was, the watercoloring took me a while. A long while. So I'm just going back through anything that I feel needs, more color added to it or a little bit more definition. Kind of just look around and make sure you get everything. Some things like these that are sticking off the top, they have very little definition that, they can have, but again, it's all kind of planned out for you with the pattern paper. One of the things that I do want to note is that with all this watercolor, the pattern on the paper did not bleed or move or squish or anything. So that is it for this video, and I am very excited to share this process with you. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, leave me a comment. I will get back to you, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.